Hey everyone, it's me, I'm back. So I know I've been gone from YouTube for a little while. I have a lot to update you guys on. We're gonna talk about the Inito fertility monitor, and I wanna share with you, if you haven't already been following me on either TikTok or Instagram, you wouldn't know that we are actually expecting our fourth child and it is a confirmed boy through blood tests. We're really excited, kind of, you know, really surprised that it's another boy, but I guess we're just completely destined to be boy parent. I do want to first start out by thanking Inito for sending me this fertility monitor. I'm going to talk about the fertility monitor first, and then I do want to talk about the pregnancy, how far along I am. One of my kids' toys just started playing and none of my kids are here, so that's definitely kind of weird. Okay, so like I said, I really want to start out by talking about the Inito fertility monitor. We did use this monitor to conceive number 4, and this is the box that it came in. So you get the monitor, and it also comes with like some directions and stuff, and monitor strips, I should say, in this box here. So I'm gonna open up one of the strips so that we can see what they look like. So they come in, you know, just like your standard packaging. It also comes with a pee cup, and it has a special little lip there so you can rest the stick on there. And then it also has a fill line as well. So you just open these. The cool thing about this fertility monitor is that you only have to do this once a day. So this isn't like your regular LH strips, because usually with those you have to test a couple times a day to really see like where your peak is, where the Inito tests multiple hormones. It's not just LH, which is super cool. It also has an app. I'll insert a picture here of like what my chart looks like. This doesn't necessarily mean that your chart's gonna look like this. This is just what my chart looks like. So Inito tests for estrogen levels, LH levels, progesterone, and your FSH levels. It tests like an array of different hormones, which is super, super nice. It really like makes this fertility monitor stand out from others. All right, so this is the actual monitor. So this hooks up to, let me open it. This hooks up to your cell phone. It also, they come with another one. And so when you go to order your kit from Inito, they do ask you what type of cell phone you have. You do have to take off the case of your cell phone in order to get it to slide in there. But the cool thing is that if, say you get a different phone and you're still using the Inito, like right now I'm using the iPhone 12 Pro Max, all you have to do is just buy this little part. This comes apart, so you don't actually have to buy like a whole new monitor. So a lot of people don't know about that. You do want to make sure though, when you put these back together, that this little hole lines up with the other hole, because that looks in through your camera lens and takes a ton of pictures of this strip. It also comes with like a little tool kit, which is really nice. And all in all, I loved the packaging just because it seemed like really safe, and now that I'm not using it, it's still easy to like keep somewhere, and I don't feel like it's gonna get broken. Inito will also alert you when you have low fertility, high fertility, when you're at your peak, and when you're ovulating, and it's all done through the app. So it's really easy to use. You can go back and forth and see, you know, kind of how your cycle is doing. We were able to conceive a lot quicker because I was able to really see how my hormones and how my cycle was. So that was kind of cool. And I hadn't ever like tested any of my other hormones, so it was really neat to see that. I do want to show you kind of how it works, because there is like kind of a wrong way to use it. So there's a little window here on the side of the monitor. So once you've dipped stick, this actually comes apart. You never want to stick this wet part into that window because you'll completely ruin the monitor. So when you break it apart, it actually clicks back together, and then you can see how there's more like of a bigger window there? That's the window that the camera is going to be looking at. You definitely don't want to stick the wet part in there. So see how this side kind of fits in there? You can sort of tell like the shapes are right. So you would just stick that in there and your phone would already be attached, and you'd have the app open and you'd like click the go button, and then the app would start a countdown for how long it needs to read your little strip here. So it takes about I think it's like 200 seconds or something. I can't quite remember the exact time. It's not too long. I always just left my phone in the bathroom and then periodically would go back and look at it. One thing you do want to make sure that you don't do is once you've dipped it, don't throw out your urine, because sometimes you need to re-dip the sticks. Sometimes I've had to do it. Like it's not like really a big deal, but sometimes like one of those little strips there like won't have enough urine to really like soak it up. So you'll just stick it, you would just pull it apart again, and you just stick it in there for another couple seconds, and then you'd put the white cap back on, and then you'd stick it right back in the monitor, and it would just start again and read it. I never noticed that it was inaccurate because of those times. I felt like it was even more accurate because it was kind of like, hey, this isn't quite right. Redo it, and then I'll look at it again. And I really would suggest checking it out if you guys are looking for a fertility monitor. I do have a coupon code with Inito. I will put it here on the screen, and then I will also link it down below if you guys are interested in it. But if you're struggling with infertility or struggling to get pregnant, or if you just kind of want to know like what your hormones are all about during your cycle, this is the monitor to get. Fourth pregnancy. You can probably already tell I have like the pregnancy skin. I have the weird pregnancy hair. I honestly like don't even know where to start. The reason why I haven't been on YouTube, and I've also been like a little bit MIA on other social media platforms, is because I've just been feeling so horrible. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I love being pregnant. I was a surrogate. Usually most of my pregnancies like are really easy. And I have kind of like some nausea and like heartburn, but this has been another level. Like I haven't thrown up, but I've dry heaved more than I can count. I've also had like trouble eating, just because it's like, that smells disgusting. Any type of smell is like super, super intense this time. Overall, feel horrible. And I don't remember that with any of my other pregnancies. The surrogate pregnancy, I do feel like I felt pretty yucky, but that I sort of chalked up to all of the medications that I was taking. And I stopped the medications at 12 weeks. And I'm 12 weeks, so I'm sort of like, I haven't really started feeling better. In the mornings is usually when I dry heave or like feel really, really horrible. It's really hard to eat or even drink water sometimes. I was on medication for a little while, like probably 2 months. That did help, but it didn't help like 100%. At night, it was really, really bad. Like the nausea would pretty much bring me to tears. And then I would also get super anxiety because I thought I was gonna like throw up, and nobody really likes throwing up. So it's been really hard. So that's why I haven't been on YouTube, because I've just been like, I'm too tired. I'm like exhausted. And then with the other 3 boys and, still taking care of Waylon because he's at home. And then my business, it's a lot. So I'm trying to cut back a little bit now that the holidays are here. Honestly, was convinced that we were having a girl because I just felt so horrible. I just felt so different. and I wholeheartedly felt that we were having a girl. And then of course the blood work was like, no, you're having another boy. So I'll be honest, I mean, I was upset about that. Like, I just was like, darn, like I really wish that we could meet our daughter, but that's not in the cards for us. So, you know, whoever this little boy is, we're still gonna love him. And we're still really excited to meet him. I'm 12 weeks and our due date is in May. It's actually one of my sister's birthdays, which I think is kind of cool. We are actually planning to deliver at our local hospital. One of the reasons for that is my midwife is no longer in private practice, and there's almost no local midwives that I feel comfortable with who offer home birth. I had this feeling that we needed to be at the hospital, and then with having 3 kids and having a home birth, we would have to you know, have one of our family members come and get them and, you know, take them out of the house so that we could have the home birth. But uprooting 3 kids is a lot harder, I feel like, especially at night, than just uploading 1 or 2. Uprooting. We were just like, you know what? I think we'll just start with the hospital. The hospital's also like 10 minutes from me, like not even in our new house, it's still very close. So we went in for our first ultrasound about 2 months ago, and they actually found a significant hematoma. So I know that hematomas aren't necessarily like a massive deal, like you're not considered high risk, but they still monitor you and they still consider that there is some risk of miscarriage. I'm on pelvic rest. I'm also supposed to be resting more. That's really hard with 3 kids. And we're going in every 2 weeks for an ultrasound until the hematoma goes away. I've never experienced one. I haven't had any bleeding since we found out that we have a hematoma. And the only reason why we found out we had one was because we had an ultrasound. If you don't know what a hematoma is, it's essentially like a blood clot or bruise that's in between the baby and the uterus. So like the baby's in a sack of water and then there's the uterus, and then in between there's like this blood clot or just, you know, bruised bloody area, which sounds really gross. And I guess you can actually like pass the hematoma, which sounds very scary and I hope does not happen. I'm kind of glad that we're going with the hospital, even if, like, you know, say I went with my midwife, she was still in private practice and we never knew I had the hematoma and everything was fine. That's great, but I don't know, something just was kind of like, go to the hospital. Other than that, baby's doing fine. Like, he's moving around in there. I don't really feel too much movement. I think for the past like 2 days, I felt like teensy tiny little butterfly wings. But I was kind of like, you know, is that him or not? But hopefully I will start feeling better soon. I really want to document more of this pregnancy like I did with Waylon's. He's been doing super great. If you want to follow for like more like real-time updates, I'm definitely going to be doing more documenting on TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you follow me there. YouTube has just gotten a lot harder for me because it's easy to sit down and film, but the part that takes the longest is the editing. And I know I haven't been responding to a lot of questions on my YouTube, and I'm sorry about that. It's just, you know, been kind of crazy here, but I do read them. But I do apologize for not responding to everybody's posts because usually I am pretty on top of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm gonna show you my little bump here in a second. Hold on. Alrighty. So I'm not sure if this is just like bloat or what this is, but 12 weeks. Yep. You know, little belly. I'm already like wearing the maternity pants because, you know, we just want to be comfortable. But yeah, it's our little belly.